What's up guys, welcome back to my 5th episode of the series. How do you like my new intro? Leave a comment down below on what you think about it. But enough of that, let's get down to another episode of making even more farms. As you can probably see in the distance, I finally got my claws on some real fine mods. If you have never tested out Litematica before, I highly suggest you do. I must say, building has never been easier. And that's not to mention how easy it is to test your farms. Just build it in a creative world, and when you're happy with the design, just slap down the schematic in your main world and get to building. What you can see here is a trading farm that I have built in a creative world, and now I'm building it up layer by layer. My oh my, why have I never tried this before? Life just got a million times easier. I had no idea it would be such a wondrous feeling to send down the first villagers to the trading area. Getting better tools is now my main priority, because the mining sessions are long and tedious and I never really get any diamonds, so I must look for tools and armor in other ways. And honestly, trading crops for tools and armor has got to be the best deal there is. After having spent several hours of grinding and trading, I finally got my full diamond kit. Now I had a lot of plans for this episode, big plans you might even say, so I thought I'm going to need a lot of building blocks. So when waiting for the trades to finish, I quickly slapped down a Cobblestone Farm. And for those that recognize the farm and is thinking, Bree, do you really need 120,000 cobblestone per hour? And to that I say, of course not. No one needs that much cobblestone. No one needs a Rolls Royce either. But mark my words, I will get one day. And again, Litematica truly is an amazing mod. This took me less than 2 hours to make. And now that I was finally kitted out, I thought it's high time I take a little mining session in the nether. Hopefully I can find some netherite. But I gotta say, wow, I had forgotten how fun insta mining was. When I was finally done with the mining session, I started preparing for the next big project. And this project required magma blocks. A lot of them. Roughly 4,000. Good thing I actually have good gear now. So venturing in the nether wasn't a complete death sentence, though I did die a few times. And after a few hours of grinding, I headed out to the spot I had found that should be optimal for spawning. What you see in front of you is a spawning sphere, created using the mini-HUD mod. And for those of you that hasn't figured out what I'm going to create here, I'm going to make a gold farm. And I'm not going to create just any gold farm, I'm going to create Gnembon's gold farm. And for those of you that don't know who Gnembon is, I highly suggest you check him out. Because you see, the farm he has created produces a whopping 90,000 items per hour. But I believe that's a count of all the items the farm produces. A good chunk of it is probably just junk, but I believe I will be getting more than enough gold ingots. Also yes, this is the skull version, which is slightly nerfed, but it still has a very decent production rate. By the way, now might be a good time to mention that I have actually never done a real gold farm in a survival world, because I have actually never played on a 1.16 world until now. While I have tried all the mechanics and run around in the nether, I don't actually have that much experience with it. But how hard can that be? I mean, it's just placing down a few floors. I've already done that in my mod farm.
Thousands of tears later.
Oh my god, that took forever. I had no idea that placing blocks and crouching takes a huge ass time. Oh well, at least please, it's only the sorting system left. I mean, how hard could that...
Thousands of years later.
Make it stop! And little did I know that the worst was yet to come. Prepare yourself for the biggest derp of my life. This is going to be a real doozy. Tell me, my friends, what is the most important thing in a mod farm? Well, I don't know what you would think, but in my books I'm quite certain it's the mobs. Now, take a good look at this. Can you see any mobs? Now, if you're new to this channel, you might not know that I have a tendency to make farms incorrectly. And what do I mean by that? Well, imagine putting the farm 1 block too low, or 1 block too wide, or 1 block too small. And I have kind of done the same thing here. So what I believe happened was, when I had finally found a good spot for my farm where it was in the correct biome and above a lava lake, I had started to move around the spawning sphere like you see in the video, to get the best possible place for it, so I don't have to spawn proof as much. But apparently the tiny mistake that I had made was double checking that I actually had the farm in the correct biome. So now I'm standing here with hours and hours of work, only to realize that I placed it incorrectly. As soon as I had fixed that tiny little mistake, you could immediately see the rates increasing. And with the gold farm finally finished, I'm one step closer to the ultimate piglin trading farm. I also want to get finished with my villager trading setup, so I can get an infinite amount of enchanting books. As you know, my death rate is kind of high, so I need a lot of extra books to keep up with the demand. But that, my friends, is going to be a story for another time. If you like videos like this, be sure to leave a like, and if you really feel like you want to support me and have a penny or two laying over, be sure to check out my Patreon.